Dear learners, this is Shashi Ramachandran. In this video, we are starting with a new chapter, Theory Base of Accounting. And in my previous video, you learned that accounting is concerned with the recording, classifying, and summarizing of financial transaction and events and interpreting the results thereof. It aims at providing information about the financial performance of a firm to its various users like owners, managers, employees, supplier of goods, tax authorities, and these information helps the stakeholders to take important decisions. And now for making the accounting information meaningful to its internal and external users, it is important that such information is reliable as well as comparable. And this is only possible if the information which are provided by the financial statement are based on con- consistent accounting policies, principles, and practices. And in order to maintain the uniformity and the consistency in accounting records, certain rules or principles have been developed, which are generally accepted by accounting profession. The term principle has been defined by AICPA as a general law or rule adopted as a guide or action. And the word generally here means in general manner. So, generally accepted accounting principle or GAP. These refers to the rules or guidelines which are adopted for recording and reporting of business transactions in order to bring uniformity in the preparation and the presentation of financial statements. In practice, the same rules or guidelines have been described by one author as a principle, by another author as a concepts, conventions, assumptions, or postulates. So, to make it easy, we'll be calling it as a basic accounting concepts. So, now in this video, we are going to learn different accounting concepts which are the base for recording the transactions into the books of account. The first accounting concept says business entity concept. Now, this accounting concepts basically assumes that business and a businessman has a distinct and separate entity. Business has a distinct and a separate entity from its owner. It means, for the purpose of accounting, the business and its owners are treated as a two separate entities. So, in keeping this in a view, actually, the amount which is invested by the businessman into the business is treated as a liability by the business. That is, business is obliged or it's an obligation for the business to towards the owner to have this capital. So they in a business we write the amount of capital as a liability. Same way, if amount is withdrawn by the proprietor for his personal use, that actually reduces the capital and again reduces the liability of the business. So business affairs and the proprietor owner's affair should be kept separate. Then only the result or the profit and loss shows the fair and true results. And business, every time we record the transactions from the business point of view. This is the first concept. Second concept is money measurement concept. So this concept states that the transactions and the events that can be expressed in money terms are recorded in the books of accounts. So we already read this in our previous video also, that the amount which are the transactions which can be expressed in terms of money are recorded in the business, and non-monetary transactions cannot be recorded in the books, like appointment of manager, capabilities of the human resources, or retirement of an experienced marketing manager, quarrel between two departments. So that is, though it may affect the affair of the business, but they are not recorded. And another aspect in the records of transactions are, that is to be uh, not to be kept in a physical unit but in a monetary unit, that everything to be expressed in monetary terms and then only recorded. So there are some limitations to this assumption, which says that the change in the value of the money is not reflected in the books of account, because it's always record the amount transaction at a money value, means expressed in a money value. So where if there is any change in the market price, that is not reflected in this, and also it doesn't record any non-monetary transaction irrespective of its importance in the business. Moving to the third concept, which says going concern concept. Now, going concern concept says that business, or it is assumed that business is a long lasting process. Business is not started with a view that it is going to last for a smaller period. It is assumed that business shall continue to carry out its operations indefinitely for a long period of time, and would not be liquidated or wind up in the foreseeable future. And this assumption is basically the base. It provides the base for showing the values of assets in the balance sheet. See, going concern concept is related that it's a long lasting. Business is a long lasting process, and this is the reason that why we purchase fixed asset, because these fixed assets um, are not going to be, like, it's not meant for 1 year. So these fixed assets give have the useful, these are useful for a longer period. So let's assume that this particular asset has a 10 years of life. Assumed uh, life expected life of this machinery is 10 years. So the entire this 2 lakh of fixed asset, the entire cost of this asset will be divided in 10 years, and every year 1/10 part will be shown as an expense. That is, entire year, every year 1/10 part of this will be shown as an expense. So 2 lakh 1/10 is 20,000. So this 20,000 will be shown as an expense every year instead of showing 2 lakh as an expense, because this we expected useful life of this machinery is 10 years. Next concept goes as accounting period concept. Accounting period concept, like, in going concern concept, we read business is a long lasting process, and the entire the business cannot wait for the results at the end of the life of the business, because it's a long lasting. So we can't wait it every year. We have to know the entire life of the business is divided into smaller part. That is what known as accounting period. Accounting period basically says that life of the business is divided into smaller part, say 1 year, so that every year we are closing the books of account and finding out the results, and the results which actually helps the stakeholders to take their decision. I'll give you one example here. Like, even your school life starts from nursery and it goes till 12th. You study in a school. Now, school life, if it's for it is 13, 14 years, what you spend in your schools, the entire school life, you do not get the result after 12th only, after writing your board. Every year, the entire, even the school life, entire school life is divided into smaller period, 1 year, and every year you get the results, and you are promoted to next class. Your results actually tells the your parents, your teachers, that where you stand, how much you know, and then you proceed to the next class. And next class you learn something, you learn from your mistakes and you learn something new, and then you proceed to the next class. So same way, the entire life of the business cannot the profits and loss can't be calculated at the end of the or at the time of the liquidation of the business. So the entire life of the business is divided into smaller period, say accounting period, and every year end we prepare our final accounts, which actually helps the financial interested parties to take the decision. Now this accounting period is called as a calendar year and starts from 1st January to 31st December. And accounting year and financial year starts from 1st April to 31st of March. So accounting period is calendar year, accounting year, and a financial year. Moving to the next concept, that is cost concept. Now, according to this concept, all the assets are recorded in the books of account at the purchase price, which includes the purchase price, cost of acquisition, transportation, and installation. This concept is actually based on the historical data. It also says that assets are recorded at a historical value. Let's make it more clear with this example, that assets are recorded at purchase price plus the cost of acquisition. Say the machinery is purchased for rupees 2 lakh, and the machinery which is brought from the supplier through this transportation, and for transportation you paid 50,000. So the machinery will be recorded at rupees 2,50,000 in the books of account. So the cost concept says that when the fixed asset is purchased, it is recorded at purchase price plus installation, transportation, or a cost of acquisition charges. So that it includes. Okay, and as I said, it is a historical in nature, because here the amount is recorded, it is not compared with the market price, and it is not recorded at a market price. It is always recorded at cost less depreciation. So again, in this, the important thing to be understand that asset value will remain same for all years to come, though its market value may change. So here the same thing, that if market value changes also value remains same, therefore we charge depreciation on this and change the value, but it will not change according to the market value, therefore it is historical in nature. There is one limitation of this concept, that is, it does not show the true value of assets and may lead to hidden profits. Moving to the next concept, dual aspect concept. This very concept says that every transaction has a dual or a twofold effect and should be recorded at a two places. So dual aspect concept says that transaction has two aspects and both the aspects are to be recorded. So let's understand this with an example. In a firm, a proprietor invests cash and also his personal vehicle for a business use. So if he has invested cash and um, vehicle worth rupees 3 lakh, then one side in a firm his capital will increase by 3 lakh. On the other hand, firm will have a cash of 2 lakh and a van of 1 lakh. So this is an investment by the proprietor where cash is 2 lakh and van is 1 lakh. So his capital shows 3 lakh. Capital is an obligation of the firm, and on the other hand the cash and van is also there in the firm. Now they own this cash and van. Now if Mr. A proprietor, asks for a loan from Mrs. A, so Mrs. A, as an outsider, she invests money into the business. So Mrs. A's loan is 50,000. So this is again a firm is obliged. It's an obligation towards Mrs. A, that firm has to pay this 50,000 to Mrs. A, and also the cash amount of business will increase to 2,50,000. Now loan from the bank, one side it's an obligation, and another side, since it's a bank loan, so amount will go to bank. So on your bank balance will increase by 2,50,000. Now business purchases machinery worth rupees 1,50,000 and payment is done through the check. So here the machinery, business owns a machinery 1,50,000 and bank balance will reduce to 1 lakh. Same way, if the stock is purchased by the business of 70,000 paid by cash, the stock business owns 70. Second effect will be the cash will reduce by 1 lakh 80,000. Now the cash is 1,80,000 from 2,50,000 less 70,000. So every transaction, what you have seen here, every transaction has two aspects and both the aspect business records. So here we can say that if this is a liability of the business, obligation of the business, so these are the assets. So we can say that internal liability, that is capital, and external liabilities. So asset is equal to capital plus liabilities. So asset this side assets are equal to assets equals to capital, internal liability, and external liability, that is liabilities. So dual aspect concept, because of this dual aspect concept, every time your assets will be equal to capital plus liability, or you can say that assets will be equal to total liabilities, because this aspect says, this concept says that every transaction has two aspects and both the aspects are to be recorded. So let's have a small test here. Which concept assumes that quality of a manpower is not recorded in the books of account? This money measurement concept. A business enterprise will not be liquidated in the near future. Going concern concept. Personal expenses of a proprietor or a partner or partners should not be recorded to should be recorded to drawing account. So this is business entity concept. Life of a business be broken into smaller parts. Accounting period concept. And last but not the least, asset is recorded at cost even if the market price is more or less. So this is given by cost concept. So hope you liked the video. Share this video with your friends and do subscribe to my channel Exuberant Learners. Also click on the bell icon to get the latest updates on my channel. Thank you.